dream of cruising the streets with both Mother Earth and your savings giving you a nod of approval. Think it's a fairy tale. Think again. With pace-setters like Tesla, Nissan Leaf, and Hyundai Kona rewriting the automotive script, going electric is no longer a dream, it's a revolution.
But wait!
Are these electrified wonders merely a flash in the pan or the true chariots of the future? Strap in, power up, and ride with me into the electric horizon as we unveil whether the electric car revolution is a fading fad or indeed the future. One of the main benefits of electric cars is that they are cheaper to run than conventional ones. Unlike gas or diesel cars, electric cars don't need to fill up at the pump. Instead, they can be charged at home or at public charging stations, which are often much cheaper than gas stations. According to a study by the University of Michigan, the average cost of fueling an electric car in the U.S. is $485 per year, compared to $11–17 for a gas car. That's more than 50% savings, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Wow. Pretty cool, huh?
Electric cars also have fewer emissions and a lower environmental impact than conventional ones. They also use renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower, which are cleaner and more sustainable than fossil fuels. One other amazing thing is that they're almost silent when they operate, which means less noise pollution and more comfort for passengers. Electric cars also have fewer moving parts than conventional ones, which means less wear and tear and lower maintenance costs.
Wow! That's amazing!
And if that's not enough, electric cars also come with enticing purchase incentives, such as plug-in grant, vehicle tax exemption, company car tax, SEAI grant, motor tax, etc., depending on your location. Check out this interesting graph that shows how electric cars have many advantages over conventional ones in terms of fueling expenses and emissions. By the way, what kind of car are you considering for your next purchase? Where do you think it would fit on the chart? Let me know in the comments section. If you're an environmental enthusiast, there's an aspect you might have overlooked.
Tell us.
A significant way to contribute to our planet's well-being. Choosing electric cars over conventional ones won't only be saving you money, but you'll be helping to reduce pollution. That's a win-win-win situation for you, the environment, and the future generations.
Cool, huh?
However, electric cars are not without their drawbacks. One of the main drawbacks is their limited range, which means they can only travel a certain distance before they need to be recharged.
That's bad.
This can be a problem for long-distance trips or for drivers who live in remote areas. Another drawback of electric cars is their longer refueling times than conventional ones. While gas cars can be filled up in minutes, electric cars can take hours to fully charge, depending on the type and availability of the charging station. This can be inconvenient and frustrating for drivers who need to recharge frequently or who have limited access to charging stations. According to the International Energy Agency, there were about 7.3 million charging points worldwide in 2020, but only 1.3 million were public. That means most drivers have to rely on their own home chargers or compete for the scarce public ones.
That is not all!
Electric cars also have other challenges that make them less appealing than conventional ones. For example, electric cars have higher upfront costs than gas cars. And if you think that's bad, wait till you hear this. Electric cars also suffer from battery degradation, which means their performance and range decrease over time as the battery loses its capacity and efficiency. This can affect the reliability and resale value of electric cars and also pose environmental and safety risks when the batteries need to be disposed of or recycled. And if you're wondering how long an electric car battery lasts, well, it depends on many factors such as the type, usage, and climate. But according to Consumer Reports, most electric car batteries are expected to last at least 8 years or 100,000 miles. In spite of these issues, however, electric cars may actually tend out to be more economical. Associate Professor of Energy Studies at MIT, Jessica Transick, says she hopes that people understand how the upfront costs are spread over the lifetime of the car and how they can be offset by the lower fueling and maintenance costs. But why did the penny pincher get a cheaper car? He loved surprises, especially the expensive ones at the mechanic's shop. Turns out it was a buy now, pay more later kind of deal. Despite these drawbacks, however, electric cars are becoming more popular and prevalent than ever before due to a number of reasons. Electric vehicles are no longer a niche or novelty product. They are now mainstream and competitive, with many car makers and consumers embracing them as the future of transportation. Electric cars have achieved remarkable growth, going from 4% in 2020 to 14% of total sales in 2022, a more than 300% increase since 2020. Also, there has been an influx of new brands and models. Electric vehicles are not limited to a few brands or models anymore. They now come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and styles, catering to different tastes and needs. From sedans and SUVs to trucks and buses, there is an electric vehicle for everyone. According to Deloitte, interest in electric cars, EVs, is increasing 9% annually in the United States. Conversely, the appeal for traditional combustion engine cars has dipped, dropping from 68% to 62%. Echoing this shift, President Biden champions the electric tide, earmarking $174 billion from his hefty $2 trillion infrastructure stash to turbocharge the electric vehicle landscape.
You know, you all know I'm a car guy. We're building the future of the electric vehicle. So today, I'm pleased to announce we're approving funding for the first 35 states, including Michigan, to build their own electric charging infrastructure throughout their state.
By the time we hit 2030, he envisions a scene where every second car sold is powered by electricity.
Look, folks, the Great American Road Trip is going to be fully electrified. Whether you're driving coast to coast along I-10 or on I-75 here in Michigan, charging stations will be up and easy to find as gas stations are now.
And in 2021, he revealed his plans to convert the 650,000-strong federal fleet to EVs.
The federal government also owns an enormous fleet of vehicles, which we're going to replace with clean electric vehicles.
But plot twist, with this green shift, the power demands will skyrocket. So, the million-kilowatt question, where's all that juice going to come from? Anyways, if you're thinking of riding the electric wave like Biden, then let me chip in your roadmap to making an informed choice. There are many factors you should consider when choosing an electric car, such as the size, the style, the performance, the features, and of course the price. But one of the most important aspects you would want to consider is the range, or how far you can drive on a single charge, which varies depending on your battery capacity, the driving conditions, and your driving habits. Some electric cars can go over 300 miles on a single charge, while others can barely reach 100 miles. So how do you know which range is right for you? Well, it depends on how you plan to use your electric car. If you mainly drive in the city or for short trips, you may not need a very high range. But if you often drive on highways or for long distances, you may want a higher range to avoid frequent charging stops. You should also consider the availability and accessibility of charging stations in your area or along your routes. You don't want to run out of juice in the middle of nowhere or waste time looking for a place to plug in. To help you find the best electric car model for your range needs, I recommend using online tools such as Plugstar.com or EVmatch.com, which can compare different models based on your location, driving habits, and budget. They can also show you the nearest charging stations and their cost. Even as the tide turns favorably for electric cars, the electric vehicle industry must conquer a maze of challenges to truly wear the crown. The EV industry is on a quest to craft vehicles that are kinder to wallets, within everyone's reach and gentle on our planet. Still, it's a developing frontier with miles yet to journey and innovations to uncover. Consumer Reports paints a ritzy picture of the EV scene, with a majority flaunting luxury tags and price points soaring above $61,000. That's an uptick of roughly $12,000 compared to your everyday vehicle, setting electric cars a plush 24% above the norm. Moreover, electric cars are still not widely available in many markets, especially in developing countries. For instance, in 2021, EVs made up 1.1% of the total vehicle sales in India. That's definitely an area the industry needs to continue improving on. Also, the diversity and complexity of consumer preferences and behaviors is one issue the industry has to deal with. Electric cars are not a one-size-fits-all solution. They have to cater to different consumer needs and expectations, such as range, speed, comfort, style, and reliability. They also have to adapt to different consumer behaviors and habits, such as driving patterns, charging options, maintenance requirements, and ownership models. In a global survey of 4,000 participants, McKinsey found that while consumers anticipate a top-notch experience with electric vehicles, they remain uncertain if the industry can fulfill their expectations. As though those challenges weren't sufficient, the industry might be hitting a rocky road in securing minerals for batteries. Electric cars rely on batteries that use various materials such as lithium, cobalt, nickel, and manganese. These materials are essential for the performance and safety of batteries, but they are also scarce, unevenly distributed, and subject to price fluctuations. According to the World Bank, the demand for these materials could increase by up to 500% by 2050, driven by the growth of electric vehicles and other clean technologies. This could pose risks for the supply chain, the environment, and the human rights of the communities involved in mining these materials. On this channel, dive into a world where everyday tech meets daily life. From the moment you rise until the second you drift into dreams, we explore how your favorite gadgets shape every hour. No jargon, just real experiences. We discover together how technology doesn't just connect us to the world, but defines our everyday stories. Ready to join the adventure? Hit the subscribe button so you won't miss out on our next insightful video. I say, step aside, gasoline engines. Electric cars aren't just zooming into the future. They're defining our presence. Right now, they're our Earth's silent champions, slashing greenhouse gases, clearing the air, and even saving a jingle in our pockets. From snazzy designs to cutting-edge tech, they're redefining what it means to drive. I think electric cars aren't just the latest trend. They're a groundbreaking movement, and I'm charged up to be on this electrifying ride. What's your vision for the fast lane to tomorrow? Do you see electric cars stealing the spotlight and owning the roads? Drop a comment and electrify the discussion. I'm all ears for your thoughts. Now, what if you're ready to hit the road, but you'll need a guiding hand to seamlessly navigate your path beyond its renowned search capabilities? Google hides a treasure trove of features perfect for travelers. Be sure to check out our next video, Google's Hidden Gems for Savvy Travelers, to uncover all those sneaky travel hacks Google's got up its sleeve. We will see you in the next video.
If you liked it, please don't forget to subscribe below.